G'day guys, we're back with another DST beta today, and probably the last one for 2023. Thankfully, we do finish the year off with a bang. Both Willow and Wigfrid get their own unique skill trees, and there's a new boss somewhere out on the water. We'll be having a look at all of that and more in this video. Keep in mind that this is a beta and the final product may not be what you see here. And we just have to start with Wigfrid, who in my opinion has just been handed the strongest skill tree of any character so far. And that is saying something because Wigfrid was already a fairly strong character to begin with. Wigfrid receives 3 new headliners which you can unlock by performing various music related tasks. Fighting words makes battle stingers no longer consume inspiration, stingers being the ones that look like pieces of paper rather than books. She can craft the new battle canister. This is a little pouch where you store all your songs and stingers so they don't clog up your inventory. And she gets the Warrior's Reprise, which gives you the handy little ability of, just being able to revive all your dead friends at once, basically for the price of 3 down feathers. Wigfrid also gets a completely decked out arsenal tab with buffs to the Battle Spear, Battle Helm, and a new Battle Rond. You can upgrade the inspiration gained by spears twice before getting into the really good stuff. The 3rd tier lets you craft a new Lightning Spear, which not only does more damage than the Battle Spear, but does extra damage to wet targets. You can then enhance this spear with 2 further abilities. The first lets you perform a special dash attack and repairs the spear if you hit a creature with this attack, and the second lets you upgrade the Lightning Spear with Restrained Static to deal an extra 20 planar damage to all targets. Although you do need to upgrade the spear in order to use the first enhancement, so you kinda need both, at least to craft the spear. It's also worth pointing out that the Lightning Spear gives you an extra 20% speed when holding it, and cannot be used by any player other than Wigfrid. On the Helm side of the tree, the 3rd tier skill grants you access to the Commander's Helm, which has an inbuilt knockback protection. You can further enhance this with protection against planar damage, and the ability to repair itself when fighting with a full health Wigfrid. This helm has the same damage reduction as the original battle helm, but a slightly larger damage pool, and unlike the spear, it can be worn by other players. And if you unlock both the new helm and the new spear, you get access to the Battle Rond, which you can use to attack, defend, and even parry. It deals as much damage as the Tentacle Spike, and absorbs 85% of all damage taken, or 100% when actively blocking. With the last 2 skills, you can increase the amount of blocking time, and you can deal bonus damage when attacking directly after a successful block. And as crazy as all of this is, we're not done yet. Wigfrid also gets a rider set of skills that let her domesticate a beefalo 15% faster, ride them 30% longer, deal an extra 10 planar damage, and even craft a new battle saddle, which reduces beefalo damage taken by 40%. It's not as fast as some of the other saddles, but the trade-off may be worth it depending on how you use your beef. Wigfrid also gets the ability to pick between the shadow or lunar sides, allowing her to craft one of 2 songs to deal more damage and take less damage from the opposition. And finally, there's a little throwaway ability to get 5 extra planar defense. Honestly, I would be a little surprised if this all stays the way it is now, but I really hope it does because it is so much fun. Moving on to Willow now, and they've definitely leaned into the fire abilities a lot more, which is something that was surely warranted. Straight off the bat, you can upgrade your lighter a bunch, with 2 skills to increase its brightness and a few more to increase or decrease its effectiveness. Controlled burning will stop fires you've lit from spreading, which can be good some of the time I guess, and may discourage people from instantly kicking you out of public servers when they see a Willow join. You can make objects burn down faster, which again is not really something I would want, but on the opposite hand, this ability makes creatures burn for longer, which is definitely something I want. The Firefighter skill further upgrades the damage done to creatures over time, and for one hit with a fire staff, all of a sudden you can deal almost 200 damage. Not too shabby. The next 2 skills let you absorb fires from the environment to refill your lighter, and absorb embers from burned creatures. You can use these embers for the final 3 skills, and a range of pyrotechnical abilities. You can summon fireballs, which are basically budget dwarf stars. You can increase the damage you deal to targets that you've set on fire for a short time, and you can set all creatures nearby on fire. Bernie also gets featured in this skill tree, and there are half a dozen abilities you can pick to let him regenerate health, become animated with higher sanity, and move faster. And while these are not particularly exciting in my opinion, you need to pick some of these skills, if not all of them, in order to unlock the later ones. Here you can increase Bernie's total health significantly, force him to attack nearby shadow or lunar targets, and if you have 8 Bernie skills, you can set him on fire so that anything attacking him will take damage. Honestly, I don't see these skills being particularly worth the trouble, especially because you're forced to pick so many of them that you won't be able to pick enough of the cool, lighter ones. And somewhat surprisingly, Willow also gets the ability to choose between the shadow or lunar sides. There are skills to grant Bernie planar attack and defense, and unique ember attacks for each side for Willow herself. The Shadow Fire Razor summons a homing attack that focuses in on nearby enemies, dealing up to 400 damage. The Lunar Fire Razor lets you shoot cold fire out of your hand like Dragon Ball Z, and while it's a little awkward to aim, it seems like it could do more damage if you could get it right. I think we may still see some tweaks to this skill tree as well. I hope they at least update the Bernie skills a little bit to make it either worth picking them or cost less to unlock. Now, skills weren't the only thing added in this update. There is a new island somewhere out on the water made entirely of ice with a little pond for ice fishing. If you use your sea fishing rod and fish 3 items out of it, you'll summon the new Frost Jaw boss. This guy is actually not hostile and won't attack you until you instigate. He even has a unique name every time he spawns. Despite the fact that he only has 6,000 health and deals 37 damage, I can honestly say that it's one of the more unique and interesting boss fights I've seen in the game. I had a lot of fun with this one. When you do manage to defeat it, he drops a few bootleg getaways, which kind of look like that port key from Harry Potter, and function kind of like that port key from Harry Potter. You can make a whirlpool to any point on the sea and travel there instantly. Unfortunately, this whirlpool is a limited time only thing, but if you can get enough boots, it might be worth it every now and then. And that's pretty much it for this beta. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Who do you think got the better skill tree, and what changes do you think we might see before the beta is over? I also want to thank everyone who helped me out testing this content in my stream this morning. If you want to join in on that in the future, I stream pretty often on Twitch and now on my YouTube VOD channel as well, so feel free to jump in there. Links will be in the description. Hope to see you soon. Take care.